Hey guys, it's me, Styles by Danny. Although that's my full name, but I don't normally go by that. It's just Styles. I'm kind of new to this whole video selfie thing. It's not really my jam. I've never really been a huge fan of it. I don't love videotaping myself or taking selfies or anything like that. Just feel weird about it. But I'm super bored, as is everybody right now. And I want to be doing more hair than I'm doing. So I'm gonna do my own hair, which is something that I normally do some days. Some days I just rock the bed head like this, honestly. But today I'm gonna do it on this little video situation because I have a lot of people ask me about my hair, and I have a lot of my clients ask me how I do it. I normally use a flat iron. A lot of people are still kind of uncomfortable using a flat iron. They feel like they can't figure out how to get it to do that thing, and so I'm going to show you kind of how to do that thing, but also how to stop trying to do that thing and just do your own thing with a flat iron. So here we go. So there's a couple things you should know about my hair that are probably different from your hair, which is definitely going to make the overall look a very different outcome. So my haircut, which is done by my mom, shout out, she's amazing, is super shaggy. I have some short layers all the way through my hair because my hair has a little bit of natural wave to it. A lot of people compliment my hair and tell me that they think it's really fun and that they might want to try it, but then when they see the layers, they're like, oh my god, no, that's scary. So that's totally fine. You don't want to have a layered haircut, totally cool, but just know that because of how short some of my hair is, the overall outcome is going to be different than if you're doing it on, say, like a one length bob or even something that has some layering but just not this much. So this technique might be most easily implemented on people who have kind of more of a shag haircut, but totally feel free to try it on whatever hair you have because may as well try different hairstyles while you might not be able to get to your hairdresser. Let it grow a little longer, maybe check out that natural color, see what it looks like, and just play with some different styles because why not? I mean, you're just at home, probably. Most people are, and you're not really going anywhere, so give it a whirl. So, like I said earlier, this is just my bedhead look. My bangs normally are all straight down, but they kind of were doing this like curtain bangy thing when I woke up this morning, and I was kind of into it, so I'm gonna kind of rock with that. So sometimes I section my hair a lot when I flat iron it if I am looking to do like my whole head, but kind of the nice thing about having some natural shape to my hair is that I don't feel like I have to do my whole head every time, because what I like about the way that I do this is that it's kind of meant for people who have a little bit of natural wave or curl in their hair. Maybe you slept on it, maybe you diffused it, but it didn't get as fun as you wanted it to. You still have some flat pieces in there. So I'm just gonna kind of go through and pick out some pieces that look a little straighter and just kind of enhance it a little bit. And I think one thing that people struggle with the flat iron is that they're just trying to do that exact same motion over and over again that gets like a full curl. And I'm trying to kind of get people to step away from feeling like they have to do a full curl every time you're putting a tool in your hair. You can even do kind of similar things with a curling iron. Maybe we'll do that in another video. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of show you what I do with the flat iron. So a lot of times these straight ones that are just hanging amongst all the wave are kind of the ones that stand out the most. So I'm going to grab my flat iron and I'm just kind of looking at where my hair is naturally laying. I'm gonna grab some pieces that are straight out of here. You can either comb it. I like to kind of run my hands through it just so it feels a little bit smoother because you don't want to be running your iron down a bunch of tangles. I'm gonna turn this one forward. I'm just gonna grab it, twist it forward and do a little pull. And I'm gonna kind of let go gently before it gets to the ends. So you can see it just kind of did a little twirl in the middle of the hair. The end looks like it kind of has a curl, but that's because it was just flipping out already. And so this is kind of the general idea of what I'm doing on my whole head, where I'm kind of just grabbing pieces, doing a little twirl, and letting go. It gives a little bit more shape. It can help give more volume up here, but you're not gonna end up with a bunch of ringlets and then all the ends sticking out everywhere and you don't know what to do at the end. I am gonna do one shot with a clip, so just so you guys can kind of see it better. So I'm gonna kind of just with my finger. I'm super relaxed about it, not being super particular because the overall look is kind of a messy undone look. So why would I be super particular throughout the whole process if I want it to have kind of a random messy look anyway? At least that's what I think. So this is kind of what these underneath hairs are doing, kind of like a wave thing. It flips out a lot at the bottom. I don't mind the flipping out, but I don't love it when all my hair does it, which is kind of what it tends to do on this side. So a lot of times with these strands, I'll pick it up, decide which way I want to go. We'll do this one going backwards just to be different. And do a little twirl in the middle and let go. And then kind of see where the ends are falling. And this one kind of went under, so better, we'll leave it. This one, grab a little piece right here. Try to kind of separate that. I'm gonna do this one forward. Doop, 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 doop. Let go. Give a little twirl if you want. And you can kind of look at the ends and see what they're doing. And honestly, a lot of times I treat the ends of the hair as a separate part of the curl. I'm not gonna go back to the top of the strand and try to re-curl it or straighten it back out. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to go backwards when you're doing a flat iron style, but a lot of times it really does not work. You try to curl it the other way, curl it this way, and for some reason, every time the hair ends up just going boing, straight out of the side of your head, and then there's nothing you can do about it. So, I'm gonna find this little piece, kind of see what the ends are doing. Well, now they look okay, so I'm just gonna leave it. Grab this little front guy. You can do more of a full loop if you want to take it all the way down the strand and see what happens. Get kind of a little wave. Also, another thing I know when you're trying to curl your hair, especially longer hair, girls that are getting ready for homecoming or prom, you go to the hairdresser, they curl it, and then they say, don't touch it until you're ready to comb it out, which is good. But with this style, you're kind of wanting to see what's happening as you're going through it. So you don't really want to do all the curls and not touch them and then wait until the end to see what all the hair is doing together. I like to kind of run my fingers through it and move it around a little bit as I'm going, so that if I see that something down here is sticking out like it's going to drive me totally crazy, I can just go ahead and fix it now. Once you have it all done and it's all laying on top of itself, it's a lot harder to find those pieces that are going to drive you nuts. So I would just address it as you go and feel free to kind of run your hands through it, even though it is going to kind of loosen it up a little bit. That's what you want with this style. So it's okay to touch it a lot, run your hands through it. If you need a comb, get a comb going. Do whatever you feel. Just a little twirl through the middle of the strand. Kind of let it go, see what's happening. So now with this side, it was kind of straight down here before. Now you can see it's got a little bit of shape to it. Is that a gray hair? Or is it just the light? I can't tell. I found one gray hair right here once a couple years ago. No, I think it's just the light. I don't know, I can't tell, but if anyone votes that that's a gray hair, let me know. I'm gonna try to find it. I'm gonna kind of drop another section. Like I said, super chill, not being particular, doing whatever. Just kind of looking for pieces. So this piece has the kind of big loose wave thing going on. And I'm fine with how the ends of it are doing, but I kind of want this up here to have a little more bend to it. So I'm gonna grab it down here. I'm not gonna worry what the bottom is doing. I want the bend to go forward this way. So I'm gonna grab this little piece, stick my flat iron up there, and just whoop, give it a little bend up there. more. There you go. And now we've got kind of a full S going on, but I did not touch the ends. They're just doing their own thing. So let your hair help you help your hair. This one might need a little bit more going on. I'm gonna do a little bend in the top. And then I'm gonna do a little bend in the bottom. There you go. Fun little S shape. So, as you can see, I'm not really trying to wrap it down the whole strand. This gives you more control over where the ends are going, more control of where you want to see the texture. So it's just kind of a fun, relaxed way to do it really visually. You're not really worried about the technique, just kind of having fun with it. So I did the top of that forward. I'm going to do the bottom of this backwards. Go different directions with it. It doesn't matter. It's fun. It's supposed to be crazy looking, so get crazy with it. Go backwards, see what it's doing. Maybe another backwards at the bottom. Boop. So we're getting there, we're getting there. I'm not going to use the clip, I'm just going to kind of push this out of the way. I'm going to do a little lift up here. And this is way too straight right here. So I'm just going to stick this in here and kind of twirl the ends back a little bit. The other cool thing about not running the flat iron over your hair root to ends on every single piece every single time is that it can save your hair from some of that damage that happens when people get crazy with flat irons or curling irons or blow dryers. Blow dryers get really hot, you guys. You gotta be careful. Also, you do not need your flat iron to be on the hottest temperature. Mine is at, well, I have a little dial on this one and it's sitting in the middle between 275 and 400. So don't really know what it is, but it's definitely not at 400. Most heat products will tell you that they protect up to 400 degrees, but that doesn't mean that you need to turn your tools up all the way, especially for finer, softer textures. On stronger, coarser hair, you might need the higher temperature. My hair is pretty soft, so it does not need that. Absolutely no reason to fry your hair, you guys. These top pieces, I want to have some volume. So I want to make sure that I get in a little bit more right at the root and give it some lift up here. And I kind of like that, just how it's sitting without touching the ends. So I'm going to leave it. Find this little guy. And when you get more towards these finishing pieces, I would kind of start thinking about if you want these ones around your face and on top to go towards your face, away from your face. Do you want volume? Do you not want volume? If you don't want volume, you can just kind of grab a piece and do a little twirl in the end. And just give it some shape down there. You don't have to do all this fluffy stuff up here. So looking at this side now, this is kind of how it looked before. Definitely has some texture just because of my haircut, which is nice. I could wear it like this if I wanted to do kind of a straighter look. I like to have more going on, so just with putting some bends in and definitely not doing every piece, just kind of working visually, grabbing pieces that you see are straight and putting some bend into them, not necessarily a curl, just some bend. You get a lot more texture, a lot more shape. You definitely feel like you've done more to it, but it also doesn't necessarily look like you gave yourself a full curly set. So this is kind of a really good way if you want to have that soft lived-in look, kind of effortless, but I spent a few minutes on it. This is the way to go. I'm gonna do the rest of my head just so I don't look lopsided. I'm gonna use my clip again, at least on these underneath sections. This one's got some fun bend in the top, so I'm gonna just kind of work in the bottom. Sometimes if you kind of push your hair up, you can kind of see which way it might want to go, and you can just agree with it and say, yeah, hair, let's go that way. Sounds good. Some hair has a really, some hair is very strong-willed, and if you can avoid fighting with it, if you can do more of like a compromise or like a, I told you what you are supposed to do, but it was what you wanted to do, so it's fine, you did it anyway, then it helps. Yeah, I think I feel good about that. Don't have too many crazy flippy ends. Something's happening right here. But I'm gonna drop this hair over the top of it before I get all particular trying to fix one piece that's probably gonna get covered up. Also, pointer, don't freak out about every little piece. This part of the video got too long, and I didn't mean to make a video this long anyway. So here's some random audio to go with the video while it's speeding up and scooting along. I'm just doing my hair, you're doing your hair, we're doing it together. It's just like we're in the salon, but we're not, but we kind of are, not at all, but we are still together, virtually, kind of virtually. It's weird, but it's okay, we're doing it all together. All right, this is what I don't like, when this happens and it's like just sticking out. Not a fan of that. I did not touch this end yet, so I'm going to attempt to turn it around, but I'm worried that it's gonna do this annoying flat iron thing where it like doesn't go the way you told it to. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. When you try to go over a piece with a flat iron over and over again, and it just gets like crazier every time. Let's see what happens. If I try to just smooth that out. Oh. Okay, all right. God dang it. This is what happens. It happens to all of us. It happens to your hairdresser too. Just because your hairdresser has killer looking hair every time you see him or her does not mean that they don't get frustrated with it at home. That is a gosh darn lie. Okay, I'm gonna move on for now. We might revisit that little guy later. Sometimes I just shake it out and then kind of unveil some straight pieces. Just grab them from underneath. Don't really need the clippy nonsense the entire time.
Then maybe try doing more of these backwards because it looks like the forward way, which I was just doing. Doesn't really want to cooperate. Trying to agree or compromise with my hair. You want to go that way? Okay, so I'm going to help you go that way a little bit more.
I cannot see in this stupid camera. I didn't have a way to get my phone like on my actual mirror, so I'm just using the camera as my mirror, and I can't see in it as well as I can in the mirror. Full disclosure. One of the many reasons why I don't like doing selfie videos. I'm just not set up for it. All these people that make these super cute selfie videos, you guys, I mean, that's like all they do with their life. So they just have all the equipment and all the cute stuff set up. pretty much all the time. And us amateurs are over here just like opening the bathroom cabinet and sticking my phone in there, trying to use it as a mirror. Here you go. So here we have a mostly finished result. I haven't done the back yet. Usually when I do it, I will kind of start just by grabbing pieces that I see look really straight when I pull them out and work on them. And then once I do some pieces back there, I'll grab a mirror and do the little turnaround situation and see what's going on back there, and kind of in the mirror I can usually like grab a piece and see where it's coming from. So since I'm just using this camera as a mirror right now, that's not gonna work. So I'm actually gonna do the back of my hair and then come back. I'm back. So I've done the back of my hair. I literally, you guys, I just did like 4 pieces back there. A lot of times for people who have textured hair, the back of your hair has the coolest wave and curl, which annoying. Come on, hair, do the cool stuff in the front. So I only had to do a few pieces, which is great. So here it is. Overall, got some more volume and texture up here. A lot of times the top is where it looks flattest, so if you can get that iron in there and bend it this way, this way, this way, give it some volume, that helps. And then just doing little bends, not curls, bends. That's what I'm gonna call it. We're gonna go with it. So, finished result. Got some nice texture, don't have curl. I'm not sitting here trying to rake everything out that I just did because I didn't overdo it. Just did a little bit in the back, not a ton, just to help kind of get rid of some of those flat pieces, and a little bit in the bang, just to give a little bit of fun texture. We got some pieces that are sticking out, but I want it to be crazy, so crazy it is. Also, ladies, make sure that you turn your flat iron off. It's so easy to forget and leave it on, but that is dangerous. It burns the countertop and it's not safe, especially if you have cute little cats that crawl around on your counter. I always go ahead and unplug it. Also, I am very particular about cords. I have always been particular about cords. I like to wrap it nicely and kind of let the cord wrap itself almost, so it doesn't get that crazy twisty situation that happens. I hate it when blow dryer cords do that. It's the worst. Here she is. It's Joey. She's so cute. She hangs out with me a lot while I do my hair. She likes to come and sit in the sink. She likes to play in the shower. She's a good kitty, and she's so cute. Wow. Hi, Joey. Say hello. She's so cute.